Hey guys, so in today's video, I filmed a look for you that I wore to a birthday dinner, and I just sat down and started creating, and my inner artiste came out, and I'm so obsessed with the look. I had to film it for you, and yeah, this is what I came up with. And please enjoy these awkward poses as I show you my masterpiece in a really seductive way. And I love how my voice just went from like haha to haha. With that intro being said, pretty bad, terrible, yeah, whatevs. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a bare face because I like to do my eyeshadows first and moisturize my lips. Even though by the end of this video my lips get pretty chapped. Yeah, not using that thing again. To start off my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and use an eye primer from brow bone to inner corner. And the reason why I like to put this all over my eye area is because once the eyeshadow is complete, I don't like to see the eye primer where it starts and ends underneath the transition shades or anything like that. So I like to have it nice and perfect. And yeah, pretty much it. I'm going to buff that out with my finger, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a cream colored eyeshadow and buff that or dust that onto the areas where I'm going to apply my transition shades. That way it's a little bit easier to blend out. For my transition, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a caramel shade. I'm going to dust this back and forth above my crease, and I didn't want the look to be super warm, so I just tapped off most of the product off of my brush. With the same brush, I'm going to pick up an orangish, reddish brown shade, and I'm going to go ahead and direct my brush up, pointing the bristles down. That way it blends in my crease, not above or on my lid. And then I'm going to go ahead and taper that outwards so we get that like feline, cattish look. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a goat hair pencil brush. It's probably not a pencil brush, but it's like perfect for blending eyeshadow in my crease. So I'm going to use that to pick up a milk chocolate shade and blend that in my crease, tapering it out. Then I'm going to go ahead and use a clean tapered blending brush to blend all of that together so it looks nice and like no harsh edges. With the same eye brush, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the color from before, which was that milk chocolate shade, and I'm going to mix it with this expresso shade and buff that in my crease. I said that pretty slow towards the end, but whatever, I thought I was going to mess up, but I didn't. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and take that clean tapered blending brush from before and buff everything out so it looks pretty cool and like blended. Yeah, smoky. Using a small detail brush or a shadow brush doesn't really matter, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up the expresso shade from before, and I'm just carving out my crease, kind of like a cut crease, but not really. And I'm not worrying like so much about it because I'm going to go ahead and clean up the lid area later on. Blend, blend, blend. It's a pain in the booty. But I'm going to go ahead and blend the eyeshadow I just laid down on my crease upwards because it'd be pointless to blend down because the whole point was to do kind of like a cut crease, but not really. But if you do get it on your lid, the next step is to clean up the lid with some eyeliner. And if you don't have this, if you have a shadow base, that works as well. But I'm just carving out my crease by cleaning up the lid. I'm going to go ahead and extend that outwards and tapering it out following my lower lash line. And I'm not being super precise with this when it hits my lid area. Like, I don't really care because I'm going to blend that out anyways. So, yeah. By the way, if you see me talking throughout this video, I'm not really saying information. I'm just singing a song. And if you see like white stuff in my hair, it's paint. I promise. It's like I was painting my bathroom. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and lay on a cream colored eyeshadow and basically set the eyeliner just because I don't want it to go everywhere. Just because, that would suck. Next, I'm taking a glitter primer and just dabbing it on with my finger on my lid. And then not so much packing on a crap load of like glitter, but I am putting on a little bit just because I want a little bit of pizzazz. I didn't want this look to be pizzazz, so I just put on some glitter. I'm like in your face right now, but the only reason why I'm applying the eyeliner super close to the mirror is because my brush is pretty jacked up right now and it like poofs up after I draw a line, so I have to be really, really careful and make sure I don't like destroy my masterpiece. Now it is time for my favorite favorite part, which is the blue in the inner corner, and I'm going to go ahead and use an eyeliner as a base before I apply the baby blue eyeshadow on top of it, and I'm going to go ahead and buff that into my transition shade. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set that with a baby blue or aqua eyeshadow, whatever you have. I can never tell the difference between the two of aqua or baby blue, but I think baby blue has more of like a whitey blue, and then the aqua has like more of a greeny blue. Yeah. So this is pretty basic. I'm just picking up the glitter that fell underneath my eyes. That way my concealer, you know, doesn't look pretty glittery. Like, I don't want that. So now I'm just applying my concealer, pretty obvious, but I'm going to go ahead and blend the edges of the baby blue. That way it looks a little bit more blended. I normally apply eyeliner to my waterline before I apply my concealer, just because if I touch my concealer with my finger, it's going to warm up the product and leave a fingerprint there. Yeah, so I'm just using my brush to pull on my under eye so I can apply my eyeliner in my waterline. And then I'm going to go ahead and also line my lower lash line with this. That way I can smoke it out with the orangey brownish color from before. After that, I'm going to go ahead and coat my lower lashes with a lower lash mascara, and then I'm going to go ahead and curl my top lashes and then apply some mascara. Totally thought I was going to apply eyelashes without a mirror. Not cute. Probably would have ended up on my lid. Anyways, I'm just popping on some falsies. If you need to use tweezers or anything to help you out, go ahead. I'm just using my fingers and to apply these bad boys. Bam. So after my eye makeup is done, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my base, which is my foundation. And I have a foundation video, so I will link that down below because I go more into depth detail of everything. So yeah, check out the description box. Now for some final touches, I'm going to go ahead and use a face powder and use it as a bronzer just because I didn't want it to be glittery or like, you know, shimmer. So I'm just balancing that out on the sides of my chin and on the top of my forehead. But I'm pretty careful when I apply it on the sides of my chin just because I don't want to look like I have a 5 o'clock shadow because that is not cute. Next, I'm just doing some basic contouring with my mouth open like a monkey. Ooh, but ooh is right because ooh, that contour though. Next, I'm just creating some shadows on the sides of my nose. Not to contour, just creating an illusion of a less rounder nose. Then I want to have that Jolie jawline, so I'm also going to darken up the double chin area and then blend that out. Now I'm just going to go ahead and apply my blush. I didn't apply my blush to the apples of my cheeks like I normally do. Instead, I applied it a little bit more outwards. That way it gives my face a little bit more of an angular or wider, you know, like structured appearance. After that, I'm going in with highlighter, my favorite part, and I'm applying it to the tops of my cheekbones and just falling in love with it after I dust more and more on top. And then I'm going to go ahead and use it on my Cupid's bow with my finger because I feel it's the best application for that area. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a nude but super pale lipstick and then topping it off with a nude gloss. With that done, that wraps up my masterpiece, and thank you guys so much for watching. To be updated on the videos I post weekly, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below, and if you're on a tablet or smartphone, all the links that you saw in today's video will be down there, as well as the products and brushes. Alright, bye guys. Ah, the mic almost fell.